Hey everybody, it's Ian at Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts, and today on my lift I've got a Drive Medical, or Drive Devilibus as they're called, Spitfire Pro with a few accessories on it. Yes, the Drive Spitfire Pro, also known as the EX. This one is called the Spitfire Pro, but it's based on the EX platform with the larger 18 amp batteries. Nice longish football. It's better than the original Spitfires when they came out. The plastics were very cheap. These are made of better plastics, little copy holder. And the person got this from a charity foundation. I think they paid $400 for it, and it's got a few problems. The gauge there at the top doesn't work, and also the batteries are dead. So she paid $400 for a scooter that doesn't really work. But anyway, she got a friend to add some accessories on there. There's a little horn that doesn't do anything. Nice light at the front of the basket. That's cool, because this doesn't come with a light, but she's got a nice LED light there to this nice large basket. She's actually traded this in for a Revo 4-wheel. She wants something with a bit more comfort, speed, and longevity as well. So they've traded this in because they didn't want to put any money into it. They might as well buy a new scooter and know it's going to be good. So we ordered the parts. We're going to recondition this. It's not my favourite brand, like I said. Drive, they're stepping away from these things. I think you can only get these online via one company. I think they've severed ties with a lot of dealers. We don't buy scooters from them. We just buy parts when we need them. It's got a nice little flag arrangement, very patriotic flag there. Just so people can see, and then added some stickers, reflective stickers, just so she can be seen, and also on the front, and this large folding front basket contraption that a young man put on there for her. So I've got to take that off, and if he wants to put that on the Revo, I can let him have that, and he can do that. But I wouldn't personally do it, but hey, that's me. So what I've got to do with this is just going to be an easy one. Just replace that, change the batteries, clean it all up, take all the bits off of it, and then put it out for sale. See if I can recuperate some money out of it. So yeah, like I said, she traded it in. It looks like it's in great condition. It's a new scooter. Transaxle looks very clean. I don't see any problems with leaking or anything like that. It looks like a pretty new scooter. Can't really tell with the serial numbers, but I'm guessing probably 2018, maybe newer than that. Not 100% sure. You can't really decode these serial numbers. There's a serial number in there. I'm not sure if I could decode that number or not. I'm thinking 18, because that's the only sort of reference I can see is there, the 18 maybe, but who knows, so I'll get into stripping it down and taking these bits off for her, and then like I say, we've ordered the Revo, and she can ride on that instead. She's going to be a lot happier with the Revo. So yeah, let's get into stripping these bits off. Okay, I'll try and set you up somewhere different so you can get a different perspective of what's going on. But not sure I'm going to get that off. It looks like it's bolted on there poorly. But let's undo the basket. There we go. Like I said, I'm going to give him this back. I don't want it, that's for certain. So I'm just decluttering the scooter. I can put all her bits and doodads and bits and bobs in there. 13mm from there. Let's see if that fits. No, I can't get into it. Good idea, but you're putting too much weight on the front of the scooter. This makes the steering difficult by having this slopping around. But each to your own, as long as you don't break the scooter. That's that off. I'll do the bracket and take that off. I will have to get a front basket for it. We ordered the parts to repair this, and then they called a couple of days later saying that they wanted to trade it in. What would we give them trade in as opposed to fixing it, and they decided to come in and purchase a new scooter, which, oh, fair enough. And I can see resale value in this. It's not my favourite, but find out the not ultimate. I'll find it. Right, got the seat, got the battery pack off, front and rear section separated and all the bits off of it. I'll show you this transaxle. This is different to the original ones they put in the Spitfire. Yeah, these are different to the original ones they put in the Spitfire, which was the ASIs, I believe. I did show you the ASI transaxles, where they have the cap cover on there, and they looks like they've changed them to this style. With the similar to the Pride 2-section piece, where you could get into the transaxle that way. It looks like the motor's bolted on down there to your motor. Brakes still exposed. These connections are better than the original Spitfire connections, but still these smaller battery packs can jump off. There's no physical connection. They should have that bracket on there to hold the battery pack down, but if you go over any bumps, these batteries are pretty big, heavier battery pack on the EX and the Pro, so that should hold it down and not give you hopefully any problems. But I'll do a review on this and what I think about it, and take it outside for a spin and see how comfortable it is. But those seats that Drive put on these scooters are very, very thin, not much padding to them, but I'll go through that in a review once I've got it all done and stripped down and replace the parts. So first job I'm going to do is replace this and tighten up the key barrel that's also loose. It's wobbling, so I'll tighten that up. It is actually the throttle's been reversed on this, and I'm thinking it maybe the controller's been swapped over, and it's like, I'm going to see if I can swap it over inside the top console, as in you pull that for forward, but the minute you have to push forward it's been switched over. So that's that size forward and that size reverse, even though it says F for forward on there and R for reverse on that side, which doesn't make sense. So we don't want any complaints. just looking over it, like I said, it looks at the transaxle, that's all nice and clean. Good steering on these scooters. They have a big heavy duty steering, but there's no sort of like bushes, rubber bushes like the Prides have, and they can wear down and clunk a little bit, but these just clunk anyway. It's just like a ball with a nylon bush inside of there, but seem to be a bit more robust. I don't think I've ever replaced any of those, but yeah, so let's get into stripping that down. Stripping down your top console, you're going to have a series of screws underneath there that you're going to have to undo. You don't have to undo these, obviously, that's just the handlebars, the handle grips. But I'm guessing that one, and that one. Maybe the centre too, let's see. Let's see if I have to do that or not. I'm going to try and set you up so you can see. Hopefully you can see there. I'll get a hand screwdriver, just so I'm not making too much noise. The Allen wrenches, I just remembered. I'm going to go for metric, and I'm going to go either 4 or 5 mil, I'm guessing. I'm going to try the 4 mil. Sorry if you're shaking. You're on my left. 4 mil. Yep. I'm just going to move you, stop you shaking. There we go. That's better, you won't shake up there. Not super tight. A lot of these top consoles are plug and play. There's no soldering involved. Makes it easier. Quick to check things, you know, like throttles and speed dials and things like that. You can quickly test and plug things in. Makes it easier to diagnose. Okay. So it is just those 4. I'll lift this up so the screws can come out. Just a 4 mil Allen wrench to get those off, to get your top console off. Okay. Let's unplug that one and the main harness. I'll show you what I've quickly done. So you've got a circuit board in the top with everything that plugs in. I've just removed the actual main harness and whatever that is. Looks like a power wire from the main circuit board, so I can pull that away to get to that and that. And then my 2 bits I've got to change. That's your speed dial by the look of it. That speed dial wiring goes in there. Your throttle wire goes next to it, just there, usually a 3 wire. And we have the horn. And we have that one, which is the LED power gauge. And we have, no, that one's the horn. That one is the horn switch or light switch, horn switch. And yeah, power, horn. And the last one is going to be maybe power. Where is that going? Where's that speed dial? No? Speed dial. Ah, that's the diagnostic light. So, CN8 is diagnostic, CN7 is horn, and we have horn switch, no, power to the gauge, horn switch, throttle, speed dial, main power, and the front and rear harness bus. You also got your, on this front harness there, that is your plug-in for your charger port, which is removable and replaceable. So that's that there on the main harness, and that's just your key barrel, which I've unplugged, which is just there, which is that one, which is CM1, which is key. So I've got to tighten that up, replace that. Easy enough to do. Crosshead screwdriver, replace that, pull the wire, done. Tighten that up. You can put like Loctite or fingernail polish or even hot glue to stop that from backing off. So I'll probably put a bit of Loctite on it since I've got it, and it's quicker and easier. Let's get these changed out. Right, try not to jiggle you about too much, but get off my screws. I want to try and give you some different angles. Don't take these screws out too far. There's no point, no need. Just loosen and back them off for the battery gauge, and then it should just pull forward. Then you can unplug it. Now I believe these power gauges fit many types of drive scooters. Quite a common part to fail. They are on the prize until they change them, but I've only had a couple that the new ones go down, but it's usually been bad calibration rather than breaking. Put your new one in, tighten the screws up. Just make sure it's level. It's quite easy to do, but necessary if you want to know how much battery life you've got left. And then just plug it back into the circuit board. There we go. Next thing I want to do is that. I've got a little wrench I made up for keys, key barrel should I say, because they always wander loose. It's a nice low profile wrench that I can get in there and tighten them up. Usually back off because they go over bumpy ground, like most things on scooters. The rougher the ground, the more it starts shaking and stuff gets loose. Yeah, okay, I'll put some Loctite on that. Just to secure it in place. Yeah, that should do it. Put the battery back on just to test it, which it's going to beep and flash at me. Probably just flash, but as long as the LED lights up. Oh, forgot the power on this. That would help. Yep, put your power back in. Just a bit tight. Come on. That's the damn key barrel wiring. Okay, so it's all plugged back in. There we go, we're all back on there. It's flashing because I haven't got the back section on it. But, I don't know if you can see that, all lit up again, so that's fixed and working. If you do any work on these, any top consoles, just watch your wiring, just make sure your wiring's tucked away and it's nowhere near the throttle handles, so it doesn't interfere with the throttle handle. I've seen it in the past where somebody's changed stuff out and they've got it wrapped around the throttle and it's locked the throttle in the open position and you can't stop the scooter. So just for safety, make sure it goes back in the right place. then always check your throttle before you tighten everything up. Just make sure it's free and clear. Oh, I wanted to look at the throttle while it was in there, so it's backwards. See if there's anything I can do to change it around without going into the controller. These, I think you have to do them via the controller. That's the throttle there. Power's off. Just unplug that again. Okay, so to reverse your throttle on these, you can do one of two things. You can either take the pins out of there and flip them over, change the red where the blue is, blue where the red is, keep the yellow where it is, that's fine. Or you can do it this way. Make sure the power's off of the scooter, make sure there's no battery pack in there. And with this, what I've done is this connector. But if you turn this switch, this plug, the other way round, it won't connect to that connector, so you have to turn this connector portion here and flip it around the other way, which I've done, so it connects the other way. And the way you do that is just carefully lift from underneath the connector, just carefully pry it up, and it should come off the circuit board so you can flip it round, which I've already done. Plug it back in, and then that should be towards you forward, reverse like it should be. And that's how you do it. Just flip these around, or take the pins out and flip them around if you don't want to feel confident. But this is the easiest way. Flip the connector around if it's a circuit board connection. Pride ones, they have a connector to connector, and they're a bit more difficult to do. You just you have to take the pins out of those to get them to switch them over. But this one, easy, just like I said. Lift that up, flip it around, and plug your throttle back in. Then you'll have reverse throttle. So it works if you've got it the other way around and you want your left hand to be predominant forward. Then you can do that, flip it around, and then you should be golden. Or drive in this instance. Everything back in place. Turn the power on. So as you sat on the scooter, you pull that towards you, that's forward, and that towards you is reverse. The batteries are dead, as you can see. There's forward. Okay, that's just normal operation. Okay, so I'll put the screws back in, and I'll work on cleaning this up and taking those stickers off. Another thing I just noticed that the seat was sitting pretty low and it was catching on the battery pack handle, so I've replaced the missing seat pin there, and I'm just going to lock it up with that. So the seat was sitting a bit low. At least you've got your safety pin in there, so that was missing, and this is just a separate lock to stop it from rocking and rolling. But now that's in and secure. So and another. Okay, let's have a look at the state of the batteries. I've already undone the screws. Oh, what a surprise, Duracells. Yeah. I think we all know where they came from. Get rid of all the screws so I don't lose them, which I have a habit of doing whenever I do battery packs. So there's one screw missing. Here's a great installation for you. So whoever installed these, I know who, or I know what store, but they got the wire caught. Good job it didn't fry anything. But yeah, that's not good. So I'm just checking over the battery pack. Yeah, none of these are put on either, so just have a quick look over. There's a fuse line there for the batteries. Why it isn't outside of the box so you can actually service it, I don't know. Golden and Drive in their infinite wisdom decided to hide those inside the battery box, so if you're on vacation you've got to go out and buy a nice long screwdriver to get in there to change the fuse. Yeah, I'll do a quick load test on these. I know they're bad. I don't need to really load test it, but let's do it anyway. So we got 12.84 on this this battery. Let's set this C3A to 180. Put it in testing. Sorry for the glare, but there you go. It's 3% healthy. It's only got 31 CCA. There's a lot of internal resistance. That's that figure there, 78, and it's saying replace. Bad. So that, as you can see, visible that they're swollen. Let's try this one. Just 12.54. It should be about 180, 170, 180 CCA on these batteries. 2%, 80%, 87% charge, 27 CCA, 90% internal resistance, and as you can see, there's your sulfation. It's gone all powdery. It's trying to leak out of the battery there, and hence the swelling. Overcharged. Somebody probably using a charger that's too big, or just leaving them on charge for too long. Even though the charger may go into the fully charged state, it'll still pump in more voltage into the batteries, and that's what happens. They just dry up, overheat and dry up. And no bringing them back, so replace them with brand new batteries ready for the next customer. You've seen me do that before. Easy peasy. Just need a long screwdriver bit to do it. But yeah, let's get them changed. Okay, just on a couple of questions. Which way round do you, I mean you out there, put your locking spring washers on your battery terminals? You know, these kind of split ring washers. They're supposed to lock the nut and bolt together, stop it from backing off. I always put them on. I just put the bolt in first, then a washer to make sure it's got good connection, and I put the cable on the nut on the bolt side. Then I put the split ring washer, because if anything's going to back off, it's going to be the nut. I don't know if that's correct, but it seems correct in my head. Let me know in the comments below what you do. Whether you do it that way or you do it a different way, or you put Loctite on them. I don't think that would be really good, but I just put the locking spring split ring washer on that side just so it locks that in place. Make sure the cover's on. Just a query. It seems right in my head. I'm not sure how you guys do it. On another note, if you wanted to know the part number for that piece, I've just replaced the LED voltmeter. That's your part LRM412103-LED. I think that fits in the EX as well as the Pro, and maybe a couple of other scooters. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it fits in the original Spitfire Scout. It may fit on the Phoenix HD or those kind of things. But yeah, just check your part numbers. And that's the part number for that I've changed. Okay, let's get this buttoned up and put back on the scooter. Well, I got that one all finished and done. Came out pretty good, as usual. Not much wrong with it. So the only thing is missing a front basket. So I'll probably have to order one of those. But brand new batteries, give it a full service. It's in great condition. There's a couple of things on it, but you can't beat it. So I'll put that one up for sale and give it a new home. So yeah, one of the better scooters from Drive. Yeah, so that's the Pro done. So I've got a couple of more jobs I've got coming in. So I've Solex transformer to service, a few other things. But yeah, as for the Spitfire Pro, it's all done, ready, traded in, and ready for a new home. So if you like this sort of content, give us a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell, and till next time, bye now.